Hey Scotty, I think we finally have some time to unbox the Lost Caverns of Ixalan stuff. Are you with me? Alright, cool. Let's get to it. Hello everyone and welcome to another one of our Lazy Swim unboxing videos. This series where Scotty and I take the time to unbox products and read out cards while letting you know how good they are and if the product is truly worth your time and money. So grab yourself your favorite drink, sit down, lay back, and relax as we dive into this unboxing. Today, Scotty and I are finally getting to unbox our draft booster for the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. We have quite a backlog of these. As we've said before, we've not disappeared. We've been extremely busy with some really amazing things in the background that we'll be able to share with you hopefully in a couple of months. And in the meantime, we've just been so busy and it's such a small team doing everything that we do. And yeah, we're finally getting to this. So thank you very much, Scotty, for that introduction. So this is the draft booster, the usual startup for us. We read every card, therefore this is going to take a little bit of time as we haven't seen most of the cards. So what exactly do we think about the Lost Caverns of Ixalan so far? From what I've seen, of course, this set has been out a while now, so I've had quite a few chances to look at it. It seems really cool. It has a lot of funny mechanics and really well thought out ones as well. I think the cards in it are extremely flavorful. If you know anything about the cultures that have inspired this, it's just amazing what they've done. And as usual, a lot of hard work and dedication has gone into creating these sets. So let's dive into this wonderful draft booster box. Okay, so I have not gotten my scissors, so I'll be right back. You would reckon that after over a year of unboxings, I remember to take the scissors, but hey ho, still don't. So anyway, how are you guys? How are the last days of the year treating you? It's almost Christmas holidays here when we're recording this, just before actually. So I hope you're going to have, if you celebrate them, fantastic holidays ahead with plenty of food, plenty of love, and plenty of laughter. So the box has a treasure trove box stopper, as we knew, and then the 36 boosters that I'm gonna lay out here just because it's gonna be easier to organize it that way. And the bottom ones are getting stuck to the bottom. Aha. Okie dokie. So the first thing that we will open is this wonderful treasure trove box stopper. These cards are not standard legal, but they are reprints of some really cool cards. Here, if you want to stop in the meantime, is the little extract about the different color types and archetypes that you can find for the limited and drafting. And yeah, treasure troves are exciting. There are quite a few of them that are valuable, but you're very likely have a high chance to get the duds, the commons and the uncommons here. So let's see what we get here in our first ever box stopper for the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's a worn power stone. It's an artifact. It costs 3 generic and enters the battlefield tapped, and you can add 2 generic. I love the art though, even though it's not a great card. I love the art. So let's dive into the cards without further ado. As I said, Christmas holiday is almost upon us. I do hope you have a great one and that you enjoy these videos and that you've enjoyed the set. What have you been liking most about this set? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, first off, we have that weight, Tali's Final Strike. As we said before, we will not go over the cards that we've already for in previous unboxing. Child of the Volcano, Oraska Puzzle Door. Okay, this allows you to sacrifice. So you look at the top 2 cards of the library, put one of those cards in the library. Yep, we've seen this one before. Then we have Soaring Stand Wing. It's just a 3/5. It's a plain cycler for the set. It costs 6, has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you get 3 life. Not bad. The flyer is always decent, but the 3/5 is not that great. Cogwork Wrestler, I really like these one. Sunfire Tort, Greedy Freebooter, Disturbed Slumber, Inverted Iceberg. Oh, that's cool. So this is an artifact. It's blue. It costs 2. And when it enters the battlefield, you mill a card, then draw a card. Okay. And then you craft with an artifact with 6, and it flips into a 6/6 Golem Iceberg Tight. Whenever it attacks, you may tap or untap target artifact or creature. Okay, that's not bad. That's really cool. I actually like this. I think later in games it's quite a powerful card. And then we get Kinjali's Dawn Runner, Belligerent Yearling. Commons, as usual, I struggle to be able to look at colors. Singing Cave Crawler. Then we have Will of the Forgotten. This is a Demir card and it's sorcery. Descend 8. Choose one, and if there are 8, you choose one or more instead. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Well, owner's hand for a rare, not that great. Target opponent discards a card. Okay, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Okay, this is more of a Descend enabler, I guess. Not my favorite, and that's the first rare of this bunch. Then we get the Hidden Courtyard, which is the Plains Cave, and then we get the Treasure Toki Doki. I've seen some really cool cards come out of the set. Some, I think, Commander staples, and not all of them are at the rare or mythics, so that's pretty exciting, I would say. The lands here? Question mark. Ray of Ruin, sorcery that costs 5. It's blank. It's target creature, vehicle, or non-basic land, and you scry 1. Very good. I think if you get one of these for your limited deck, wouldn't be too bad. Then we get Staggering Size, Upgrade, Rakish Blunder. Okay, the bounce that creates a map token, and then Thousand Moons Crack Shot, Cogwork Wrestler. Over the Edge. I really like this one. It's called Cap Snail. That's cool. This is a really cool card. At least the illustration of it is really creepy. And this is a 1/1 fungus snail, so it's a fungus. You can play in the Thalia deck. Yay. There's hope for the Thalia deck yet. And it costs 2, and when it enters the battlefield, target opponent styles a card from their hand. It's okay. Early game in the limited, it could be okay. It's a bit annoying if you play it later down the game, so at least it has value, but early game, not so much, and it doesn't have any death touch or stuff like that. Then we get the Ixalan Landmark. Okay, it's an artifact, costs 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, you get to scry 2, and then you get to create the 1/4 of Ixalan Levitator, which is a flying golem. Whenever it attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until the end of turn. And this is very good. I for limited. And we get the Staunch Crewmate. It's a 2/1 that costs 2. Is a human pirate. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of the library. You may reveal an artifact or pirate card from among them. Put them in your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of the library in random order. Trace down, and it's very tribal, so not great in limited. Contested ball game. This is really cool. I actually saw these hoops in Mexico, and yeah, it's incredible. A little known fact, well, if you've been there, you might know this. The way that they played this game is not like basketball. They actually were allowed to use their elbows, their knees, and their hips to get into these hoops, and these hoops were far away, and the holes are about this side. So it takes, I think, a lot of skill to be able to do that. And they're on the sides, and the sides are not that far away depending on where you are. In Chichen Itza, they are quite far away though, and very high up. So I'm really wondering how they managed to do it. Anyway, Contested Game Ball. It's an artifact, costs 2, generic when you're dealt combat damage. The attacking player gains control of Contested Ball and untaps, okay? And then for 2 untap, you draw a card and put a point up on this card, and then if 5 or more points on it, sacrifice it and create a treasure token. And I don't like giving my opponents advantages. Then we have a Swashbuckler Whip. It costs 1 generic. It's an equipment artifact, and equipped creature has reach. Okay, that's okay. Then for 2 and tap, target artifact creature, so it's like an IC manipulator. And then for 8 and tap, you discover 10, and you equip for 1. It can be okay. I'm not gonna say it's groundbreaking. Definitely the reach is cute, but it's not the greatest in this expansion necessarily. There are quite a few of flying cards, but yeah, maybe the Discover could be great later on in the game. Then we have Brass Tunnel Grinder, which is a legendary artifact that costs 3. It's red. When it enters the battlefield, you discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. Okay, that's always good. And at the beginning of your end step, if you descend this turn, you put a board counter on it, and then if there are 3 or more counters, you get to transform it. You don't exile, you transform it. The counters stay on top, which means that whenever you cast a spell using mana produced by Tecutlan, the Searing Rift, you discover X, where X spells mana value. So the counters don't really matter. Flip, that's very nice. Even if you have 0 cards in hand, you always get to draw 1, so that's nice. Yeah, why not? So next up, we have a foil. It's River Herald Scout. It's a 1/2 Merfolk Merfolk Scout that costs 2 and it's blue, and when it enters the battlefield, it explores. So this is quite good, I think. And that's the first foil. I know every time we unbox, there's always different placement for all the items. Hidden Volcano is the right one. And yeah, I just wing it. I just go along with it. There's no plan. Whatever comes first, I just kind of place it. Anyway, ooh, the Poison Dart Frog. I really love the illustration. So cute and deadly. Now we had Hotfoot Gnome, Sage of Days, Miner's Guide Wing. This is a 1/1 bird. It costs 1 and it's white. It has flying vigilance. When it dies, target creature you control explore. That's saying for a 1/1 that costs 1. Dead Weight, Fatality's Final Strike, Stir Slumber. I've seen a lot of this, like Dead Weight, the Strike, and this Stir Slumber, or you know, the first 2 cards plus another card, the red one. Good job for randomization. Then we get 1,000 Moons Infantry. These are not, by the way, the set boosters. Set boosters tend to have this. They've done it on purpose, but these are draft boosters, so that's why I'm saying good job with the randomization, which also will the randomization of rares you just messed up. Anyway, 1,000 Moons Infantry, 2/4 Human Soldier that we've seen before. That's a cheap vigilance. Runaway Boulder, Jade Sea Stones. This costs 4. It's an artifact and it's green. And when it enters the battlefield, you distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control, and then you craft with the creature and with 7, and it creates a 7/7 and it enters the battlefield. You gain life equal to the mana value of the exiled card you crafted. Could be okay. A bit of a shame that it's a vanilla 7/7, but it could be okay. I think though it's fairly expensive for what it does overall, especially at that point in the game. Then we get Helping Hand, Calamitous Caven. Costs 4, it's a sorcery, it's red, deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control. This is not going to be great. I don't think caves are going to be an easy thing to make around, and even if it were, I don't think the cards are the strongest, and you don't get a lot of them. Great for limited. Harvestern Pilgrims, a 2/5 gold, and it costs 5 generic, has flying and ward 2, and for 2 generic, put target card from graveyard onto the bottom of its library. Okay, but that's not bad. This is actually really good. You remove any threats from being reanimated, and also from discovering, not discovering, from descending. So that's really good. And ward 2 flying error. Yeah, I think it's not bad actually. Then we get the Bedrock Tortoise, which is a 0/6 turtle that costs 4. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. That's broken. And then each creature you control with toughness greater than its powers, assigning its combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, which is him. Well, that's insane. That's very good. Then we have the Hidden Necropolis black one, and then a copy token, which really freaking cool. Again, the lore is amazing. So much work has been put into this, and the colors and the themes are just so beautiful. Next, Child of the Volcano, or Ask a Puzzle Door, Soaring Sandwing, Fanatical Offering. So this is the I don't remember, please help me out. So basically this is the one where you sack an artifact or creature when you cast this, and then you draw 2 cards, then create a map token. The other one creates a treasure token. I believe the other one is still very strong because you know, yes, you have the sack outlet, so basically it's the same except for the map token. The treasure token allows it to basically cost 1. So I still think that one is more broken than this one, but this is a very good card. Then we get Seeker of Sunlight. It's a 1/1 Merfolk Scout. It costs 1 green, and for 3 with 1 green, Seeker of Sunlight explores and activate own sorcery. This could actually be pretty decent in the long term. Volatile Wanderglyph is a 2/2 that costs 2, and whenever it becomes tap, you may rummage. Okay, that's not bad. It allows you to filter through at the beginning if you have not so good hand. It's a 2/2 for 2 otherwise. Greedy Freebooter, Malamet Veteran, Rotting Brine Fang, put that in a little tin can. Inverted Iceberg. Ooh, Confounding Riddle. Confounding Riddle is an instant and costs 3. It's blue, choose 1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 of them in your hand and the rest into the graveyard. Okay, and then you can counter target spell unless pays 4. Don't know how good control is in this limited format, but this is a cute card. Very situational though, but maybe one of be bad. Explorer's Cache costs 2 and green. It's an artifact and it enters the battlefield. It does so with 2 counters on it, so +1/+1, and whenever creature you control with +1/+1 counters on it dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on Explorer's Cache. So it's like a cheap Ozolith, and then for tapping it, you move around the counters. Okay, not bad. Camping Surveyors, a 3/2 gnome, costs 4 generic. It's an artifact gnome. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a beast land card or cave card, put it into battlefield taps. Now this is very good. Very good. It's like a lacquer. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. This is the God bordered showcase Ojer Ixalan, deepest growth. It costs 5 and it has to green. Also, I apologize if I butchered this. I don't know if this is supposed to be pronounced by the Spanish or the Maya or Inca. I don't know where it's taken from dialect, so I don't know how you pronounce the J. Somebody can tell me them. Anyway, this is one of the gods. It's a legendary creature and it's very, very beautiful. Has trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. You may put a creature card and or land card from among them onto the battlefield. It's not even tapped, so that's insanely strong. And then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. And when it dies, return it to the battlefield. Tap transform has wow, and we also get a full art land as the Temple of Cultivation, which allows you to transform it back by playing 3 and only if you control 10 or more permanents and sorcery. I don't know how hard it would be to flip this. Of course, if you get this, you really want to be able to flip it back, so you would build a deck around that. But yeah, it really does depend. It's really situational. Now we got the full art land and a fungus dinosaur token. Yeah, I would build around it for sure, and to try and dig through my deck to get it as quickly as possible and to enable it. Of course, the cards that I would play with are also not just for that card, because if you just build a deck around one card, well, you're gonna be shit out of luck really soon. Then we get the River Herald Scout, Adaptive Gen Guard. This is the one gnome that allows you to tap 2 untap artifacts or no creatures you control to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And this is actually pretty decent. I would definitely play it. It's basically a 3/3 that costs 4 that can grow. You do it as a sorcery, but you can keep growing and growing and growing. Primordial Gnawer. This is a 5/2 insect horror. Costs 5. It's black. When it dies, you discover 3. Very bad because it trades down very quickly. I know that's the whole point, but discover 3 for 5. Not that. Mancha Spider is a 3/4 that costs 4. Has reach, of course. And when it enters the battlefield, you may mill 2 cards. Not so great for a giant spider. Yeah, it's not that great. And yeah, the milling is kind of there. You really need to have a really good deck that benefits from that. Atali's Favor. It's an enchantment aura that costs 3. It's red. You enchant a creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, you discover 3. So that's always good. 3 for 3. And then an enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and trample. Very good, actually, I think. Sunfire Torch, Relic's Roar, and then Over the Edge, Acolyte of Akalazots. So, see that. Sahili's Lannis. Okay, so when it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, you draw 2 cards. So rummage, but with 2 cards back. Craft with one of the more dinosaurs, and it costs only red, and it's an artifact. You get a Mastercraft Raptor, which is a dinosaur with star 4 power and toughness, and its power is equal to the total power of a style card used to craft it. So that's not bad. 1 or more dinosaur can be really strong. King Hali's Dawnrunner or King Jali's Dawnrunner. Zoyoa's Justice is 2. It's an instant. It's red. The owner of target artifact creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library, and that player discovers X, where X is the mana value. Okay, I guess it's not bad. You can flip something around, but Then we have Scythe Claw Raptor. This is a 4/3 that costs 3 dinosaur. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, it deals 4 damage to them. Okay, so it forces your opponents and yourself playing on your own turn. Then we have, wow, the best rare, if I'm not mistaken, of the set, Tuchana's Tidebinder. It's a 3/2 Merfolk Wizard that costs 3 as blue, has flash. When it enters the battlefield, you counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of an artifact creature or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as Tuchana's Tidebinder remains on the battlefield. So that's crazy. All abilities, not just that abilities. Now I know why this card is going so high at the moment. Hidden Courtyard. That's a really, really good card. And for limited, maybe not. It trades down, so it's kind of, you know, you have to keep it there just as a body. But if they have an insane card in the opposite hand, why not? Oh, Pirate Hat. That's nice. Costs 2. It's blue. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature attacks. You get to draw a card, then discard a card, so you get to loot, and you can equip it to a pirate for 1 generic. Very flavorful. And for 2 for any other creature. Not bad, actually. Then we get Attentive Sunscribe. It's a 2/2 that costs 2. Whenever it becomes tapped, you scry 1. 2/2 for 2 that allows you to scry whenever it tap. If you have some tap effects for this, then it's good. Otherwise, it's gonna die fairly quickly. But it's good to scry one. So it's a very if and then. Echo of Dust, 2/2 that costs 2. Vampire Spirit. It's black. Descent 4. As long as you have those 4 permanents in graveyard. Echo Dust gets +1/+1. Has lifelink. Wow, that's really good. Malamet Scythe. It costs 3. It's an artifact equipment. It's green. Has flash and it's his battlefield. You attach it to a target control. It gets +2/+2. And you can equip it for 4. Half and half could be really strong. Okay. Then we get the Panicked Altisol. This is a 4/5. It costs 5. Has reach and you tap it to deal 2 damage to each opponent. This could actually be really annoying. If you don't have any reach defensive targets, this could slowly wane down your opponents. And of course, it's dinosaur. 3/4 Disruptor Wonder Glyph. 4. Out of Air, Malamet Brawler, then Tithing Blade, Sorcerer Spyglass makes a return. It's a 2 generic artifact. As it enters the battlefield, you look at opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities or sources with which cannot be activated unless there are mana abilities. This is very much constructed format card, not that great. Might of the Ancestors unit. Careening Minecart. Ooh, the Enigma Jewel. This is cool. Another mythic, so that's really nice. The Enigma Jewel is one of the craziest ones of the set. It costs only 1 blue. It's a legendary artifact. Comes into play tap. You can tap it to add 2 generic mana. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Then you can craft it with 4 or more non-lands when with activated abilities. And it costs 9 to do that. So that's a lot. And then what does it do? It flips around to become the Locus of Enlightenment, which is a legendary artifact. And it has all the activated abilities, all of the exile cards that you use to craft it. And you may activate each of those abilities only once each turn. Whenever an activated ability that is an mana ability is activated, you get to copy it and you choose new targets for the copy. I think this would be a cool commander card, but other than that, in limited, it's not that great. Hidden Cataract in foil, and then a Hidden Volcano. Ban. Yeah, so that's a cool card. I like the spin of it, but I don't think it's gonna be any usable in limited at all. But in Commander, maybe some people might have thought about it. Anyway, Ancestral Reminiscence, of course, Ancestral Recall. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card for 4. Glorifier of Suffering is a 3/2 that costs 3. Is Vampire Soldier and it's white, enters the battlefield. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, and when you do, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Very strong, very strong. Rampaging Spiketail has a 5/6 that costs 6. It's black. When it says battlefield, target creature you control gets +2/+0, gains indestructible until the end of turn, and it has swamp cycling. Could be okay. These land cyclers tend to be fairly expensive, and I don't know, maybe it could be okay for that one turn, but otherwise it's just a big 5/6 block body. Then we have Basking Capybara. It's a 1/3 Capybara that costs 2. It's green. It has Descent 4, and it gets +3/+0 so long as it has that Descent, which is actually pretty nice. It makes it a 4/3, very strong. Okay, so Dinotoma. Dinobots. It's a 4/3 dinosaur gnome that costs 4. It's red. Has Menace. That's great. When it says battlefield, target creature you control gains menace until the end of turn. Very good. Frilled Cave Worm. This M4 2/5 costs 4. It gets +2/+0 as long as there are 4 more permanents. And Compass, no. Yep, we've seen this one. The Fungal Fortitude. Okay. Master's Guide Mural. So this is an Azorius 5-cost or artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a 4/4 white and blue golem artifact creature token. So that's not bad. A 4/4 for 5 is not bad. And then you can craft it with an artifact for 7. This cost is not the easiest, but lead down the game is be too high. And you get to get a Master's Manufactory, which allows you to, well, tap and create another one of those golem 4/4s. And you can only activate this if this or another artifact has entered battle control this turn, which is not bad because when you flip it, it transforms, right? No, this is exile. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I was thinking. It exiles so that it enters the battlefield again anew. So you can do that one turn after the other. Not bad at all. And then we get Malamet Battle Glyph, and it's a sorcery. It costs 1 green. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control, then they fight. You get countering creature you chosen. Bloodthorn Flail, of course, it's an equipment artifact, costs 1 black. Quick creature gets +2/+1, and then you can equip it by paying 3 and discarding a card. It's not bad actually. 2/1 for that. It's not bad. If you play in equipments, that's better ones, I guess. Really, no, Bartolome again. Whoa, another one. And this one is in the fancy borderless version. Okay, so let me put Bartolome down. So Tishana's Time Binder, this is really, really, really beautiful. That is such a beautiful version. Those colors are so vivid and so beautiful. I love that. And yeah, I guess the borderless go here now. Then we get the foil Tidying Blade and foils here, and then we get a forest and a gnome. That's really, really, really cool. I did not expect to get that. That's really nice. And if I'm not mistaken, as I said, the Tie Binder is actually one of the, if not the most expensive rare in the set, so that's great. Shipwreck Sentry, and then we have the All-Tech Archaeologist. So this is, by the way, yeah, I was trying to remember, it's the All-Tech version. So the All-Tech Archaeologist is a 4/4 human artificer scout, cost 5. When it enters the battlefield, you get to choose one. Either return target artifact card from graveyard to your hand, or use Christ. Okay, I think. Maybe one off. Too bad. Join the Dead. It's an instant that costs 3 with 2 black. Target creature gets -5/-5 until the end of turn, or with the Send 4, it gets -10. So that's really, really strong. I like this. Black has some really good removal in the set. Oh, by finding Axjaw. This is really cool. Look at that. He's got lights on his head. Oh my god, in his lapel, whatever it's called. Carapace. Anyways, it's a 4/3 dinosaur. It's green. It costs 4. When it's the battlefield, it explodes. That's insanely strong. Very, very good. For limited, Rambling Rock Slide, it costs 4. Sorcery, it's red, and it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Could be sent later down the game. Sage of Days, Goblin Tomb Raider. It's a 1/2 Goblin Pirate. It's red, costs 1. As long as you control an artifact, gets +1 haste. That's Brood Rage Mycoid. This one, Daring Discovery. The sorcery costs 5. It has Discover 4, and up to 3 target can block this turn. Idol of the Deep King. Then we have Synapse Necromage, Merfolk Cave Diver. It's a 2/4 that costs 3. When a creature you control explores, this card gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. Cannot be blocked this turn. You need to have a lot of Explorer and triggers to do this one. So if you have a deck that has a lot of those, then it's fine. Otherwise, Glow Cap Lantern. It's net artifact equipment. It costs 1 green, and the creature has. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, and whenever this creature attacks, explores. That's very, very, very good. Allows you to filter through, and also it goes really well with just any Explorer deck. Ooh, Magmatic Galleon. This is a 5/5 that costs 5. It's green. It's red. Sorry. It's a vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature and opponent control. So that's already really good. It's a burn and a 5/5 crew 2 vehicle. And whenever one or more creatures your opponent's control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token. So if you burn something really small at any time, this is in play, you also get to create treasures. This is insanely good. This is a very good rare for a burn deck or in general. Then we get a Promising Vein token. Okay, we're almost done with the first third, so that's really fun. Okay, Petrify, Deep Goblin Skull Taker, River Herald Guide, Plundering Pirate. So this is a pirate that costs 3. It's a 3/2. It's red. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a treasure token. Trades down, but the treasure token might pay off. Waterwind Scout is a 2/2 that costs 3. Is a flying, so that's always good. It's a Merfolk Scout. When it enters the battlefield, you create a map token. So that's really, really good. You can use it on it or another one. Family Reunion. That's really, really cool. It's an instant. It costs 2 white. Choose one. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 for turn, or creature you control gain hexproof for turn. Now, this is board-wide hexproof for you, but not the greatest. It's definitely not a one-coster. It could be okay. It's really, really cool. The flavor of it with the Family Reunion, and also the Ancestor's Aid. An instant costs 2. It's red. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike at the end of creature, and you get to create a treasure token. So that's good. I like this one more as an interaction. Ooh, Mythic Draw. So this costs 2. It's black. It's an artifact when it enters the battlefield, or it's put into graveyard from the battlefield. Draw cards, you lose a life, and there are definitely ways to keep bringing it back. I think this is quite nice. Spring Lotus Saw Blades. It's an artifact. It has flash. It costs 2, and it's white. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target tap creature and opponent controls. It's very situational, but it can still be fairly good, and used for 2 to deal 5 damage. Even if it's tapped, can be really nice. And then you can flip it around by exiling it and craft it with an artifact, and then it becomes a Blade Wheel Chariot. It's a 5/5. Tap 2 other untapped artifacts you control. The chariot becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn. You can crew for 1. Very good. For limited. That scrolls to Reliquary, Fossilize, Reanimate. Ooh, Hunchback, great mistake in the showcase version. It's a 6/4 skeleton horror that costs 5, has vigilance and menace. It is the mirror, has descend 8, and it costs 6 to descend. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter, only if you have 8 or more permanents. Finality counter means that if it dies again, you get to exile it. Very, very, very cool. I really love this first card. Very, very. And then we get threefold Thunderhawk. 0/0 costs 7 generic, is a gnome. When it's this battlefield, it has 3 +1/+1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get to create a number of 1/1 gnome artifact creature tokens equal to its power. Okay, so the battlefield get to create 3 gnomes, and it has 3 counters, and then for 2 generic, sack another artifact to put a +1/+1 counter. You don't even have to tap it. Okay, that's really, really, really good. Yes, it costs 7, so it's not an easy cast, but it's really, really good if you play it right. Perini Minecraft card, and the foil, and then Captivating Cave. Okay, almost done with the first third. 2. Cosmium Blast, another chance. Armored Kingcaller. Seismic Monster Store is a 6/5 dinosaur that costs 6, has trample, Ixalan, and its amount of cycling 1. I think we've seen it before. Unlucky drop. Buried Treasure. It's an artifact treasure, costs 2. You can tap and sack it to add 1 mana of any color, and then for 5, you exile it from the graveyard and discover 5. Oh, that's not bad actually. That's actually pretty decent. You get to discover 5 thanks to it, and you get, well, basically costs 1. It's a 1/2 Siren Pirate that costs 2. It's blue. It's an artifact creature and has flying and vigilance, and you can tap to add 1 blue, and you can only spend the cast artifact spells or activates of an artifact source. Very, very, very strong in this set. Walk with the Ancestor is a sorcery that costs 5, and it's green. Return up to 1 target permanent card from graveyard to your hand, discover 4. It's kind of the fossilized, but it only returns it to hand, so it's not as strong. Deconstructing Hammer is an artifact equipment that costs 1 white. A creature gets +1/+1, has tap 3 generic, and tap it. Sacrifice it to destroy target artifact and enchantment, which could be really, really good in this set, and you can only equip it for 1, so that's not bad. It could be really strong in this set. Caslim Stone Tree. Vanguard of the Rose is a 3/1 that costs 2 as a vampire knight. Trades down really easily. Sacrifice another creature or artifact by paying 1, and it gains indestructibility in the end of turn. Tap it. Okay, so if you have a lot of sack outlets, it could be okay, but there are better, and it really does trade down very significantly. You could also trade up, not lying, but it can trade down significantly, but it's a good sack outlet, so it's really depending on how you build your deck. Colossodactyl. It's a 4/5 dinosaur with reach, trample, and it only costs 4. That would have been a very good rare in the past, so that's really good. Ooh, Scytheclaw Raptor. And the other old tech boardless version. Oh no, this is the dinosaur boardless version. Yeah, because the dinosaurs have the dinosaur boardless. All right, this is a 4/3 that costs 3. It's red. And whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, it deals 4 damage to them. So this is the one that we saw earlier. That's really, really cool. And then we get the Warden of the Inner Sky. It's rare. It's a 1/2 human soldier. It costs only 1 white. As long as Warden of the Inner Sky has 3 or more counters on it, it gets flying and vigilance. You can tap 3 untapped artifacts or creatures you control to put a +1/+1 counter on it and discard 1. And you activate this only as sorcery. It would have been even stronger if it was only 2, like most of them have been. But tap 3 for this. It stays on, and eventually it gets flying and vigilance. This is very, very strong and limited. Then we get a mountain, and then one of those punch out cards. Okie doke. Very good opening so far. I'm enjoying it. We got some really cool cards. Harmful Aspirant. This is a cat warrior. 1/2. When it says battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Oh yeah, we see this one before. Phantom, Poison Dark Fog, Hotfoot Gnome, Pirates, Envoy of Okinek Ahau. This is a 3/3 cat advisor, costs 3. Alright, 3/3 for 3 is not bad. Then you tap 5, create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token. Okay. A token generator. If you play into a deck that can use those tokens really well, that's not bad at all. Cartographer's Companion is a 2/1 gnome. Okay, so that's cool. It costs 3 generic, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a map token. Not bad in the Explorer decks. It could be good. Tinker's Toad costs 3. It's an artifact. It's white. When it enters the battlefield, you create those 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens, and then you can sack this to gain 3 life. Whoa, not bad. Malmet Veteran. Twists and Turns is an enchantment. Costs only 1 green. If a creature you control would explore, instead you scry 1 and then it explores. That's insane in the Explorer decks. That's already insane. Then when Tissan turns enters the battlefield, target control explores. That's great. And then when land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, transform it, and you get the Mycoid Maze. That's really cool. And for 4 and tap it, you look at the top 4 cards of the library, reveal a card from among them, and put that card in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of the random orders. Whenever you're running out of gas, your turn 7 or 6, this really helps you filter through and get more gas. So this is a very good card. And this is Spelunking, a very wonderful card for commander. The guy is in a Cenote, and it's an enchantment. It costs 3, it's green, and when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield if you put a cave, because you gain 4 life, and then lands you control enter battlefield tapped. And remember, there are ton of lands that enter the battlefield tapped in the precons, for example, and this in there is really strong. And then we have the Abyssal Gore Stalker, which costs 6. It's a 6/6. It's good. Matches the battlefield. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Now, if you don't have any other creatures to sacrifice, it's kind of meh because you're sacking it yourself. So it's kind of like an extra Diabolic Edict, or there's another one that costed 4, and that was like this. But it's attached to a 6/6. So if you have more than 2 creatures by the time this enters, you know, so you have, for example, 3, then it's fine. But it is a double-edged sword, so keep that in mind. Benthisaur. This is a 4/4 dinosaur that costs 6. It's blue. When it's in the battlefield, you look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of caves you control. Oh, now the cave, not so great. Terran Soul Cleaver. I'm sorry, I do love the idea of caves. I mean, they're really cool. And it's a new land type, and I love cenotes, except for the ones that are really high up, because I am terrified of height. Well, the ones that, you know what I mean by really high up, because you have to go down into the cave and you see everything and you're terrified. But anyway, I don't think they're so great in limited. I don't know, they're new things, but in limited, I think it's not the strongest thing. Then we get Terran Soul Cleaver. This is an artifact equipment legendary. It costs only 1 generic. A quick creature has vigilance, which is always good in limited. And whenever another artifact creature is put into graveyard from battlefield, you put a +1/+1 on the equipped creature. Wow, that's a counter. That stings. That's really strong. And then equip it for 2. Very strong. Then we have Hidden Cataract, and then a tokenat card. Kidoki, off with the first third. Slowly we'll start to get quicker and quicker as we see more and more cards. So you get Vitus Inquisitor, Cavern Stomper, Brazen Blade Master, Song of Stupefaction, Altic Cloud Guard, quick simple, Whirlpool. We've not seen this one before, I think. It costs 6, it's white, it's an instant. The spell costs 3 less to cast if targets a tapped creature, an exile target creature. Could be good as a one-off. Runaway Boulder, Acolyte of Accolazot. Then we have the Tectonic Hazard, which deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. Not bad actually. Could wipe out a lot of tokens. Waterlogged Hulk, Rune Lurker Band. It's a 1/1 that costs 1, and it's white. It has flying and lifelink, so that's really good. And at the beginning of your end step, if you descend this turn, you get to square 1. Extremely Cenote Scout. Kutsil Malamet Exemplar is a 3/3 cat warrior that costs 3 with Selesnya. Your opponents can't cast spell during your turn. Very good. And there's another card that does this, or kind of prevents them. The dinosaur. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Very good. This is the staple of that color combination for this limited. Very good card. And then we have Kite Sail Larceny. 2/3 human player that costs 3. Flying on ward 1. Very good already. And it enters the battlefield for each player. Choose up to 1 target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as this remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanent becomes a treasure. Okay, so for each player, you transform, for example, one of your 1/1 sack thingies into a treasure. You transform the huge dinosaur into a treasure. This stays into play relatively okay because it has flying, so unless they target it. And again, even if they kill it, they've wasted something to get this one off the board that might not kill something else later down. So this is very good. And then we have the Hidden Nursery and a map token. This is actually the first map token that we see in all the unboxing. Sounds cool. Okay, next, let's see, what do we get? Started the second half. Well, the second third, sorry. Deathcap Marionette, Nurturing Bristleback. I can't help but seeing the, what was the name? Not the Land Beyond. Come on, help me out. It was that cartoon with the dinosaur, the little two, like the dinosaur kids. It wasn't in Disney, and I don't remember the name because first off I watched it in Italian. But anyway, yeah, it does remind me of that every time I see these dinosaurs. Then we get Burning Sun Cavalry, Didact Echo, Attentive Sunscribe, in the Present of Ages. So this costs 3, it's green, it's an instant. You may reveal the top 4 cards of the library. You may put a creature card and or land card from on them onto your hand, put the rest graveyard. That's actually pretty good. You take 2 out of those, hopefully, and 2 into the graveyard, and you decide which ones. That's actually pretty decent. Acrobatic Leap. So this is the one that is an instant. It's white and it gives +1/+3 in to a creature, and it gets flying until the end of turn. You get to untap it. I think this is not a bad thing. You can definitely keep the mana open for it and will be expected, but that's not a bad one. Hunter's Blowgun. Yeah, it's a blowgun, I guess. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so I was trying to figure out why the circles were there. I guess it's breaking the sound barrier. Anyway, cost 1 generic, it's an artifact equipment, and equipped creature gets +1/+1, and also has Death Touch as long as it's your turn. Otherwise, it has Reach. Wow, it's an adaptable ability. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, you might want to just have Death Touch in general, but Reach could be okay. And you equip it for 2. Not a bad one. Really Freebooter, Dowsing Device. Okay, this is an artifact, costs 2, it has red, and when it or another artifact enters the battlefield on your control, after 1 target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste, then transform it if you control 4 or more other artifacts into the Geode Grotto. Love this art. Very, very beautiful. Look at those colors. Wow, that's beautiful. And for 3, and tap it. Until the end of turn, target creature gains haste and gets +X/+0, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Activate only as a sorcery. I think this is not bad. I don't know how easy it is to get to the 4 artifacts to flip it, but either way, I think it's not a bad one. Side Coati Scavenger. Oh my god, I saw the Coatis in Mexico. They are so cute. The Nasua Coatis, they are so cute. They have longer noses. Oh my god, they're... Anyway, the SDR Raccoons. It's a 3/2. They cost 3, and it has descent 4. It's green. When it enters the battlefield, if you have descent 4, return target permanent card from graveyard to your hand. Not bad. 3/2. That allows you to get something back from the graveyard. Not bad at all. Diamond Pickaxe. Oh, really cool. I like this one. It's an artifact equipment. It is red, and it has indestructible, and the equipped creature gets +1/+0, and whenever it attacks, you create a treasure token. You equip it for 2, so and it's kind of like the Gold Vein Pickaxe, I think, for Kaldheim. I don't remember the name, but I like that it's indestructible. It doesn't prevent you from sacking, you know. The indestructible allows you to still sack it if you want, so that's really, really nice and a strong. Then we get Ninkazil Current Conductor. It's a 2/3 Merfolk Scout for Simic, and whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may pull a land card from your hand onto battlefield tapped. That's very, very strong. And whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, you put a +1/+1 doctor. Very, very, very strong there. Intrepid Paleontologist. This is a 2/2 human druid that costs 2. You tap to add 1 mana of any color. That's always very, very good. And for 2, exile target card from a graveyard, so that can enable you to destroy your opponent's tactics. And then you may cast a dinosaur creature spells from amongst cards you own exiled with Intrepid Paleontologist. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it. So that's really, really good. You don't only use it on your opponents, you can use it on yourself, not a swamp and a treasure token. And yeah, you can do it in a dino deck. If you do a Gruul deck, for sure you can definitely use that. So that's nice. Then we get, what do we get here? Okay, ooh, Fanatical Offering again. Really like this one. Malmet Scythe, Volatile Wonderglyph, Ancestral Reminiscence, Soaring Sandwing, Disturbed Slumber, Marauding Brian Fang, Sunfire Torch, Inverted Iceberg, Spyglass Siren, 1/1 Siren Pirate. It costs 1 blue, flying, and when it enters the battlefield, create a map token. Very, very strong. Curator of Sun's Creation. Actually, I would haphazard that if there's a Siren or Pirate deck in Standard. Anyway, Curator of Sun's Creation is a 3/3 human artificer, costs 4. It's red. Whenever you discover again at the same time and the same value, and this ability triggers only once this turn. Is very, very situational. Chupacabra Echo. It's a 3/2 Beast Horror Spare that costs 4, and it's black. A Fathomless Descent. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets -X equals to the number of permanents. That's very good. Ooh, the Myco Tyrant. That's another mythic. That's a great pull. Myco Tyrant. This is the Elder Fungus. The Thallid deck is alive. It costs 3 and it has Golgari, it has Trample, and of course it's a legendary creature. The Myco Tyrant's power and toughness each equal to the number of creatures you control that are fungi and or saplings. There you go. And at the beginning of your end step, you create X 1/1 black fungi creature tokens with this creature cannot block, or X is the number of times you've descended this turn. Wow, that's very, very, very good. And it, whoa, oh, and an Intrepid Paleontologist in foil. That's very, very good. If I'm not mistaken, and somebody can double check me on this, but it does trigger the ability of, if a token dies, it still goes into the graveyard, so the sand still triggers, and then of course it's exiled, but it still triggers. If you can check me on that, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, very good. I like that card for the Thallid deck. Anywho, then we get Primordial Gnawer, Fatality's Final Strike, Child of Volcano. Again, see, it's Fatality's Final Strike and Child of Volcano. Fatality's Final Strike with the -2/-2 enchantment, you know, randomization. Pirate Hat, Adaptive Gem Guard, Relic's Roar, Sunshot Militia, 1/3 human soldier. It costs 2. It's red. Tap 2 and tap artifacts you control, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Activate only as a sorcery. I think this is actually pretty good to slowly chip down your opponents. And then if you have the god that we saw yesterday, or when we opened the pre-release pack, depending on when you see this, that one becomes a fool. Thousand Moon Infantry, Visage of Dread. Okay, this costs 2. It's black. It's an artifact. When it's battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand, and you get to choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card, and okay, that first part is not bad. You get to choose it, so that's duress, kind of. And it's a very limited duress, but yeah. Then you craft with 2 creatures and with 6. So that's a hefty cost. Dread Ossisaur. It's a 5/4 dinosaur skeleton horror. Has menace. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Okay. Very situational. I don't know that the mill decks are very strong and limited. You want to mill yourself really, really quickly. So if you don't have a lot of fossilized, you don't have any closers, you're gonna be struggling. And this one is fairly expensive. Back Colony is an enchantment that costs 3. It's white. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. For each mana from a cave spent to cast it. Okay, so that's annoying. And then whenever a cave enters the battlefield and you control, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. This is one of those cave card decks. Of course, you might go crazy and try and build one. I don't think a lot of people will go. Bit of Offerings is a cave. Bitter Triumph. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, you pay 3 life, destroy target creature or planeswalker, gray removal, and black, and it costs 2. And then we get Restless Prairie. The llama's back. Yay! Okay, so this is one of the Restless lands. They finished the Restless cycle. This expansion, it started with the Wilds of Eldraine. And yes, of course, it enters battlefield tab. You can add either or, green or white. And then for 4 with green and white, the Restless Prairie becomes a 3/3 llama. And creature, and it's still land. And whenever it attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+1 at the turn. Fairly strong, actually. Not bad. I like it, though. Scampering Surveyor in the foil, Hidden Courtyard, and then a token. I love the Restless lands, and the llama there is really, really cool. Okay, next up we get the Rampaging Spiketail, Seeker of Sunlight, Rambling Rockslide, Oraska Puzzle Door, Glorifier Suffering, Daring Discovery, Broodrage Mycoid, Cartographer's Companion, Frill Cave Worm, Tithing Blade. I'm gonna have to move the comments because they're starting to flip out. Tithing Blade, Sally's Lorekeeper. So this is a 1/1 that costs 1 green, human druid. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. That's great. Spend this mana only to cast a dinosaur spell or activate an ability of a dinosaur source. And not bad in the dinosaur deck, actually. Market Gnome. It's a 0/3 gnome that costs 1 white. And it's an artifact creature. When it dies, you gain 1 life, draw a card. And if it's exiled from the battlefield, while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life, draw a card. So this can definitely be used as fodder for Oakenback or Yushinback, The Great Mistake, and Squirming Emergence. Okay, so this is a Golgari 3-coster sorcery that has Fathomless Descent. Return to the battlefield. Target non-land permanent card in your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Could be a good reanimate card in the red deck. And then a beautiful island and a map token. I think these poster lands are beautiful. They are just gorgeous. These full art lands, I love them a lot. And it's just great to see them. I can't wait to see them. Echo of Dawn Husk, Mineshaft Spider, Italia's Favor, River, Herald, Scout, Miner's Guidewing, Join the Dead, Ancestors Aid, Deconstruction Hammer, because it's hammer time, Goblin Tomb Raider, Grasping Shadows, very decent card. Enterprising Scallywag. Okay, this is the 2/2 that costs 2 Goblin Pirate. Then if you descend this turn, you create a treasure token. So that's really, really good at the beginning of your end step. This side Conservator is a 2/1 gnome that costs 2 generic. Exile up to 4 target cards from a single graveyard, and you activate only as a sorcery by stacking it. And then when it dies, you may pay 4, and if you do, you discover 4. Not bad, actually. Can be really annoying for your opponents and really good for you. Hermetic Nautilus is a 1/4 Nautilus that costs 2. It's an artifact creature. It's blue. Has vigilance for 2. It just gets +3/+3 in the end of turn. You don't have to tap it or anything like that. So that's actually pretty decent. Ooh, a boardless Restless Anchorage. So this is the Azurius Restless land, and it becomes a 2/3 white blue bird creature with flying. And also whenever it attacks, it creates a map token. Wow, this is broken. That is freaking broken. That is really good. And also it's so beautiful. Look at those colors. It's just gorgeous. Colors are so beautiful. Then we have the Captivating Cave and token. Jesus, stay there. Okay, that is such a beautiful, beautiful land. I really love these restless lands. I really. Basking Capybara, Panicked Altisaur, Waterwind Scout, Oltec Archaeologist, Deadweight, that's the card. Pathfinding Axejaw, Fungal Fortitude, Malmet Brawler, Oaken Siren, Isle of the Deep King, Hurl into History. Okay, instant counter target artifact creature spell. Discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Cost 5. Okay. And with double blue, it's not bad. I think it's kind of situational because it's only artifact of creature. I don't know how good control is. Malicious Eclipse, this is Alcozots with the black god, and it costs 3. It's a sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. If a creature an opponent controls would die this turn, exile it instead. It's a good wipe, board wipe. Of course, careful because it's all creatures. Barokti Sunburn is a 4/4 human soldier. It costs 4 with Boros in its cost. And whenever it attacks, you may tap 2 untap artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, you discover 3. Not bad. Corpses of the Lost. Enchantment that costs 3 and it's black. Skeletons you control get +1/+0 and have haste. Okay. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you get to create a skeleton pirate creature, so that's good. You create for 3/2 with haste. And then at the beginning of your end step, you descend. If you descend this turn, you may pay 1 life, and if you do, return this card to its owner's hand. Ah, not bad. And there are a few skeletons that I've seen, so it could be a decent limited card. Hidden Cataract and Urena. That's not bad at all. Okay, I think we've seen most of the common cards, so I will just stop for the ones that I think that we've not seen, just for the sake of time. Clayfired, Bricks, Deep Cavern Bat. We've not seen this one. It's a 1/1 that costs 2. Flying Lifelink, so that's always good. It's a bat. And when it enters the battlefield, look at the opponent's hand. You make a non-land card from it, and until it leaves the battlefield, that's pretty decent for a simple 1/1 flyer. Self-Reflection is a sorcery. It costs 6, and it's blue. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and you can flashback. Okay, so it's easier to just flashback it when you sack it or mill it or remove it. It's really nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Akawali, the Seeding Tower. And the boardless version is a 3/3 fungus, and it costs 3 for Golgari. It has double descent. It's either 4 or 8, and for 4 you get +2/+2 and trample, and then for 8 you get an additional +2/+2 and can be blocked for more than 1 creature. That's really cool. Then we get Matzalantli, the Great Door, legendary artifact that costs 3 generic. You tap to draw a card, discard a card, so you loot, and then for 4 tap, transform it, and activate only if there are 4 more permanent types among the cards in your graveyard. Not too hard with this expansion. And then you get the core. Oh wow, this is a cool land. Fathomless Descent, tap, add X mana of any color where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Not bad. I don't know that you'll need the ramping too much. I think that the loot ability in the long run, even in the late game, is going to be great. And then we get a Plains and an Angel. So the looting is always good, no matter what. Allows you to filter through very quickly, and if you need it in the end, you can always just sack it to an out. Okay, let's remove the common that we've seen, and then we get the Gargantuan Leech. Is a 5/5 that costs 8 black, costs 1 generic less to cast for each cave you control. A cave card has life. Zioa's Justice. Ooh, Geological Appraiser. This is the card that got banned already in I think in Historic. So it's a 3/2 human artificer that costs 4. And whenever it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you discover 3. So it's very, very strong. Kaisel Larcenist, of course. Armor King Color and Hidden Nursery in a map tool. You know, this card being banned already is very telling. And even in, I think, what was it? I don't remember what format they made. I think it was Explorer. Anyway, let's remove the commons. And then we get Sunburst Standard. Okay, has 1 mana of any color. By tapping it's an artifact, costs 3 generic. And then we craft with 1 or more for 5. You flip it around into the effigy that has Star, Flying Vigil, and Haste. And a power toughness are usually equal to the number of colors amongst the exiled cards you use to craft it. So realistically, unlimited 3. And tap for each color among the exiled cards used to craft this. Add 1 mana of any color. Not that great. Malmet War Scribe 4/3 that costs 5. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 until the end of turn. Kind of a alpha strike, a mini alpha strike. Forgotten Monument. Akawali in the normal version. Molten Collapse is a sorcery. Choose 1 and it's Rakdos. If you descend it this turn, you may choose both instead. You either destroy target creature or planeswalker, so that's very strong, or destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So that's actually pretty decent in Modern, for example. And you can choose both as well. And then we have a Promising Vein and a map token. Okay, we're almost done with the second third. We're getting there, guys. Okay, let's remove the commons. And then we have the Master's Guide Mural. Triumphant Chomp, I like that one. Dauntless Dismantler, very good. Ooh, Earthshaker Dreadmaw in the Dinosaur Boardless version. Cute. Oh, 3/4 Thunder. I was about to say something bad. 3/4 Thunder Hulk. And then Hidden Necropolis and a token card. Yeah. So now we're starting to see a bit more repetition. Petrify, of course. And yeah, these cards are quite nice. I love this set. Volatile Fault, Canonizing Blood, Mischievous Pup, very cute card. Ooh, Anim Pakaro, 1000th Moon. This is a rare. It's a 1/2 human soldier that costs 3 with Boros inside. And whenever you attack with 1 or more non-known creatures, you put a +1/+1 counter on this card and then create X 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and or attacking, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on this card. Very strong if you build it right. And then an island and ooh, dinosaur token. That's really, really cool. So yeah, as I'm saying, I really love the flavor. There are some really strong cards. I think they've upped the power level a little bit more in this expansion for standard. Maybe they just wanted to finish the year with a bang, but I think compared to the Wilds of Eldraine, there are a bit better cards in general overall. And then we have the Bitters Inquisitor and the other commons. Yep. And then Jade Stones, Might of the Ancestors, Guardian of the Great Door. Tyrion's Journal is a rare, is a legendary artifact, costs 2, and it's black. You sacrifice it by tapping it. You tap and sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so this is a sack outlet. And then for 2 and tap it, discard your hand to transform it. So the sack outlet is very good. There's a lot of enabling in this set to do with that. And then on the back, you have the Tomb of Aklozots, and you tap this to you tap it to, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. Very good. And if you do, it has a finality counter, and it's a vampire and other types. Very, very, very good. Reanimate. Then we have Walk with the Ancestors in foil and a Hidden Volcano. All right, we're starting with the last third. So far, this has been a cool experience as usual. I'm always happy to unbox a new expansion, to dive in, to see the cards, to see what new things the team has come up with. Because realistically, this is all exciting, and it's always fun for the child inside of me to, well, just be able to experience a new expansion. Next, we have this rare that's Growing Rites of Itlimok. It costs 3. It's a legendary enchantment. It's green. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put any of the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. And at the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, which is not too hard here, you can transform it into a land. Itlimok Cradle of the Sun. Is this a cradle? Yep. So you tap to add a green for each creature you control. It's like a Gaia's Cradle. Very, very cute card. And then a swamp and a map token. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know they can necessarily it's a top first pick, but I think it's pretty cool. if you have a build around it to ramp into stuff. Green definitely has cards to ramp into. Mineshaft Spider, and then all the other commons. Sorry, I always mess up. Then we get Duskrose, Query, Fossilized Zioa, Sunken Citadel. Okay, so this is a rare land cave, and when it's a battlefield, it's also tapped, and you choose a color, and then you tap to add 1 mana of the chosen color, and tap to add 2 mana of the chosen color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities of land source. I guess for this, it's not bad. I think this is gonna get passed really quick at pod, unless you absolutely need to mana fix Captivating Cave and then a token. So that's the only time that I foresee that card being used. I would reckon. I mean, it's good. It's good for mana fixing for sure, but you know, there are better ways and there are better creatures to do that as well. Lodestone Needle. I don't think we've seen this one before. Cost 2 is an artifact. Flashes, enters the battlefield. Tap up to 1 target artifact creature. You put 2 stun counters on it. Okay, so no, we've not seen this one before. And it's blue, by the way. Craft with an artifact for 3. And on the flip, it's an artifact. You tap it and 1 generic. Target creature you control explores. Activate only as a sorcery. This could actually be fairly decent in the Explorer deck. Council of Echoes. We've not seen this one before. As a 4/4 Spirit Advisor, costs 6, has flying and ascend 4. When it enters the battlefield, if you have 4, return up to 1 target non-land permanent other than it to its owner's hand. Okay, so it could be a twofer. It's a bit expensive for a 4/4 flyer, but it is a bounce, so not bad. Okay, next up, we've seen these beautiful cards. Ooh, Restless Reef, yay! I wonder if we're gonna complete all of their new Restless set. So this transforms into a 4/4 blue and black shark, yay! Did you hear that, Scotty? You got some friends here. And it has Death Touch, still land, and then when it attacks, target player mills 4 cards. Ooh, this can be really strong against your opponents. If you mill your opponents constantly, 4/4 with Death Touch, wow, that's really, really strong. Then we have Ixalan's Lordkeeper and Foil, Hidden Cataract, a map. I like, yeah. One of my favorite dual lands from the past is, well, I have 2, but my favorite one is the Underground Sea. The other one is the Tone. Okay, see what do we get here? Okay, Gold Fury Strider. This is a 3/5 golem, it costs 5, it's red. Artifact creature trample. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Target creature gets +2 blizzard until end of turn, and activate only as a sorcery. Not bad actually. You can definitely buff it or another creature. Pilgrim. Ooh, Echoing Deeps in the boardless version. That's very nice. The old tech boardless versions are really, really beautiful, and the colors singing. Okay, so this is a cave, and you may have Echoing Deeps enter the battlefield. Tapped as a copy of any land card in the graveyard, except it's a cave in addition to its other types, and maybe it could be okay in constructed, but it's a beautiful, beautiful card for sure, and I love that. Then Plains and the Token Act. We're almost there at the end of this. Thanks for sticking through if you've stuck through up until now. We do try and review the whole entire set as we go along. Kind of do this way on our channel, and we just get to experience the set. And I'll tell you, we actually learn more about the deck and the cards proper doing this, at least for myself. It's a very good way to learn how to play the expansion, rather than just try and get to the rares and see what values we've gotten. You know, twist your own, however it works. And we have Twist and Turn, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Tendril of the Microtyrants, a 2/2 fungus wizard that costs 2, it's green. 7, you put 7 +1/+1 counters on target creature land you control. It becomes a fungus and it's still land. Meh, I love the fungus, but the problem is that you're putting a land and it doesn't even get trample. It's fairly expensive for what it does. Otherwise, it's just a vanilla 2/2 for 2, which is crazy to say because, yeah, in the past it was what it was, but now, yeah, that's just a vanilla. Okay, so Rampaging Ceratops is a 5/4 dinosaur that costs 5, it's red, and it can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, and if you buff it, well, this is gonna be annoying. Ooh, wow, now this is great. This is one of the good cards, and it's in the dinosaur boardless versions. This is Galta the Stampede Tyrant. It's a 12/12 elder dinosaur that costs 8 with 3 green pips and has trample, and when it enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand on the battlefield. Now, realistically, you're not gonna have a ton of cards that are creature cards in hand when you get to turn, let's say 6, 7, because you might be able to ramp into it. But even if you get another free cast, it's not bad. And then it's a 12/12 trampler that if they don't deal with it by that turn, well, they're gonna be dead. So definitely very good card, and I'm really, really happy. Then we get the Promising Vein and the Gnome. I know I haven't really kept track of the boardless versions. I should have all put them there. I'll do that at the end when I recap what we've gotten. Okie dokie. Okay, let's go on to victory. So, ooh, so-called Viper. It's not seen this one before. It's a snake. It's a 2/3 that costs 3. It's blank. For 1 black and tap and sack it, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter. That's not bad. You can return a card, reanimate. So, not bad. The Merfolk, the Cavernous Maw. We've not seen this one. So, this is a cave that, well, 2 generic. It becomes a 3/3 elemental creature until the end of turn. So, cave activate only if the number of other caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard are greater. Again, very situational. Oh, another mythic. Yes, please. Oh, by the way, this was a mythic. Oh my, don't keep track, yeah? So Bloodletter of Ixalan. This is a 2/4 vampire demon that costs 4 with 3 black pips as flying. If an opponent will lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. Very, very strong. And it's a bit of a shame it's not a 4/4, but it's strong nonetheless. And then we get Hidden Nursery and a bad token, of course, in theme with Ixalan. Very, very cool. All right, I wonder if we're going to see Ixalan in any of our unboxings, because remember, we're going to be unboxing everything that is Lost Caverns of Ixalan, including the gift bundle and the collectors. So make sure to stick around for that, because, yep, we'll be unboxing everything. And of course, those unboxings will be a bit quicker. Okay, the Lattice, eaten by piranhas. We've not seen this one before. It's a Nora, has flash, it is blue, costs 2, enchant creature, you lose it, all abilities, and it becomes a black skeleton creature with base power 1/1. And it's not bad. It's really, really flavorful. The art is gorgeous, very beautiful. Yeah, I like this quite a lot. Okay, then we get Calamitous Caven, Scampering Surveyor. Ooh, Ogier Khazlam, the Deepest Growth. We have the God Showcase version already, so this is the other one. It's just really, really beautiful. Yeah, you can see it here. Let's see. Let's try and compare the two, because we have, it was the first sleeve, so that's the one. That's what his face looks like, sorry. And that's the back. Very, very beautiful. So that's really cool to have gotten that. And then we have a Cartographer's Companion Foil and a Hidden Necropolis and a Copy token. Okay, we only have 5 boosters to go to the end. All right, let's skip to the uncommons. Now that we've seen most, if not all of the commons. Grasping Shadows, Explorer's Cache, Zoetic Glyph. We've not seen this one before, right? It's an enchantment aura, costs 3, and it's blue, and you can chart an artifact, and the artifact becomes a golem creature that's a 5/4 in addition to its other types. And when it's put into graveyard from the battlefield, discover 3. This is actually really good, because you can just transform one of those gnomes that, you know, it's just a token or whatever. It becomes a 5/4 for just 3, and if it dies, then you get to discover 3. Very, very good. Ooh, Thrashing Brontodon makes a return. That's nice. I think it was War of the Spar the first time. It's either Ixalan or War of the Spar that first appeared. It's a 3/4 dinosaur that costs 3 with 2 green pips. Tap 1, sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment, and in this set, this is going to be really good. And then we have the Belligerent. It's a legendary artifact vehicle ship. It's a 5/5. It costs 4 with Izzet in the cost, and whenever it attacks, you create a treasure token. That's really good. Also, it accrues only for until the end of turn. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. That's insane. It's a rare. That's really good. Okay, then we have Forest and a golem token. 4 more to go. That is a really good one. I think they've done crazy things with the vehicles in this set. They have some really good vehicles. Usually vehicles are not as powerful. Okay, let's move on to the uncommons. Ooh, Glimpse of Core. I don't think we've seen this one before. Sorcery costs 2, it's green. Choose 1, search your library for a basic forest card and put that card on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle, or return target cave from, okay. Chart a Course. Oh, of course, the classic Chart a Course. Colossodactyl. Ooh, Callan, Daring Traveler. It's the Borderless Planeswalker. Wow, we've gotten so fortunate with the Borderless and alternate versions. This is insane. So this is an adventure, and this is Callan from the Wilds of Eldraine, the son of Oko and one of the witches. And he's a human fairy scout. On the creature side, it's a 2/3 white creature that costs 2 with 1 white. And whenever Callan attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card with mana value 3 or less, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard, which is not too bad actually. You can cycle through the deck fairly easily initially, and if you build it right around this card, it could be doable. And then Journey On the adventure side is a sorcery. It's green, it costs 1 green. Create X map tokens where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control an artifact. So it's either 1 or 2 tokens that you can create. That's very, very, very strong. Then a hidden volcano, and yep, just a map. Just a token. So this part is very, very strong. The other part is not bad. It's actually a pretty decent card, depending on how you build your deck, of course, and limited. I like this card, and also the fact that it's borderless, just crazy. Okay, next up we got Visage of Dran, Malmet Balglyph, Hermetic Nautilus, ooh, Captain Storm, Cosmium Raider. I think we've not seen this one before. This is a human pirate uncommon, and it's a 2/2. There is a staple for the color combination. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield you control, you get to boost a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. That's insane. This would be a rare card usually. Just a +1/+1 counter. The power level of this set is out of bounds. Jadelight Spelunker, you've seen it, and Hidden Courtyard, and a vampire. Look at that. I think he's going to the dentist. I'm pretty sure he's going to the dentist. That's pretty wide mouth opening, right? And yeah, you have to be tied down at the dentist, especially if you're going to pull your tooth. Just had that experience. Oh my god, that was terrifying. Anyway, Malmet Scythe, and oh, first uncommon is Malicious Eclipse, Self-Reflection, Sinus Benthisaur. Ooh, whoa, sorry about that. Counter Strike. Wow, we got the Restless Vents. I think we have 4 out of 5. Which one do we miss? I think it's the, I don't know. I don't remember which ones we're missing, but yeah, we have one. I just don't know which one we're yeah, this one is a 2/3 black and red insect creature with menace. Okay, not the strongest one. And whenever you attack, you can rummage. Oh, not bad at all. That's pretty strong. And then we get a Soulcore Viper foil, a mountain, and a gnome soldier. Very good. Okay, this is the last booster, the last pack. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end if you have, or if you just skip through. Anyway, thank you for joining us on this adventure. This has been a wonderful experience for us, and I hope you've enjoyed it and learned some new things along the way. And we have Dowsing Device, Abyssal Gorestalker, Marken Gnome, Rampaging Ceratops in this version, Fabrication Foundry, Captivating Cave. So we've seen the Foundry before, sorry, that's actually a rare. Captivating Cave, and a Vampire Demon 4/3 that we've seen before. Okay, so for recapping, these are our rares. We got really lucky. We got most of the restless lands of this cycle, so I'm very happy with that. And yeah, we got some decent pulls, very good ones, some fun ones for sure. I don't know if they're the best ones, but I think we have the best rare ×2. This one, the Tishana's Tidebinder, if I'm not mistaken. And there's some really cool cards. Then for the mythic side, we've gotten very lucky. We've gotten quite a few mythics, and also there's going to be a few, if I'm not mistaken, down here in the borderless version. But yes, we have one of the gods here. And then we have the Blood Letter, the Mycotyrant, and the Enigma Jewel. And then for the borderless versions, we have a couple of mythics, Galta and Ohir, and then some Restless Land, and then Triceratops, the borderless. It's not Planeswalker, by the way, it's the Adventure. I completely butchered it when I was talking about it. And Decoy Depths, Tishana Steinbinder. I love this one. This is so cool. There's actually painting that I saw in Mexico, and that reminds me of this. Really nice. Akawali and a Shulker Dreadnought. So definitely we got extremely lucky, and usually we don't get this lucky with draft booster boxes, so that was really fun and good. Okay, so that's it for our unboxing. Thank you so much from Scotty and I for joining us. Remember to stick around, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as it helps my channel like ours a lot. And also, if you want to see the rest of the unboxing and in general wanting to learn more about Magic the Gathering and watch instructional videos and just have fun alongside with us, it really does help us a lot. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the box down below, as we read and reply to every one of them. And we hope to see you in the next one. Until then, be good, be kind, have a good day, and we'll see you then. Bye!